Ba-dum, dum, dum, who am I? I'm just some guy, the guy they dub the Canadian Schlub. Boop. Hello and welcome to a long overdue episode of the Canadian Schlub vlog. It's me, Jason, and I'm back. What's been going on? My shoulder back thing is getting better. I don't have any pain anymore, but I still have a bit of the paresthesis and not full strength in my left arm, but definitely a lot better than it was. Ended up having to also get a tooth removed last week. That's always fun, but hey, I'm all better now, mostly pain free. Just getting old, but doing good. But the big thing I want to talk about is I finally got to watch Bohemian Rhapsody, got to share Bohemian Rhapsody with a member of my family, particularly Xander. He's been waiting to watch it with me because he knew I was anxious for that. We shared that experience. Now, prior to that, last night, Xander, I've always heard of this comedian, Bo Burnham. Xander's talked about him, Tally's talked about him, but I've never really seen his stuff. And I know he's got specials on Netflix. I know he came up on YouTube. I've seen the movie he wrote and directed, 8th Grade. Great movie. Fantastic movie. But I'd never seen his stuff, never seen his stand-up. So Xander put on his stand-up, I believe he said it was his second one. I think it's called Make Happy. Bo Burnham is definitely, I guess he's only in his 20s anyways. He's a young guy, but he is super talented. He does a lot of singing, but he's also very weird and eclectic with his style. He makes fun of what are sometimes considered the normal patterns of comedy and whatnot, because to him it's not genuine. So it was a really good show. He's incredibly talented. I think he's going to be a big name in the comedy industry as he matures. The potential there, to me, really reminiscent of Andy Kaufman. And I know Andy Kaufman's kind of polarizing. Some people didn't get it because Andy Kaufman, if I learned anything from Man in the Moon, the biopic about him, is that he didn't care what the audience thought. If it was funny to him and his friend, it was funny, and that's what they were going for. And Bo Burnham really comes across that way. Sometimes you can agree with him, sometimes not. Sometimes he might go what some people would consider too far with his humor, but I enjoy some dark humor once in a while. And but the end of the show, he gets real. In the middle of his silliness and his goofy song and all that, he takes it real. At least it really felt real, really genuine. And my God, I know I'm an overly emotional guy. I admit that. I cry a lot at the simplest things. I cry at TV shows, at movies all the time. Don't show me the videos of, little kids and their dad comes home from overseas because he was in the military. Don't show me that stuff because I'll be a blubbering mess. So I am not ashamed to admit I cried watching this the end of this Bo Burnham special. It was really genuine, really heartfelt, and just when you thought it was over, he gave a little bit more. And wow, amazing. I truly appreciate Xander sharing that with me. I don't want to say he forced it on me, but he said he wanted to watch it with me, and I've never pulled the trigger on it, so I'm glad I did. I will be checking out his other special, and I'll be watching for more from him because he's one to watch. He's definitely going to be something. I think I really enjoyed it. So that was last night. So today I told Xander we were both home. We're going to watch Bohemian Rhapsody finally. Actually, I think it was his idea. I'll be honest. I think it was his idea. And it's still that movie. Not only is it my favorite movie of last year, it's probably very top of my list of favorite movie of all time. And that's a hard list for me to make. But I can honestly say without a doubt that Bohemian Rhapsody is one of my probably top 3, top 5 for sure movies of all time. It's one that I will go back to on a regular basis. It's one that I've watched it 4 times now because I can't overwatch. If I overwatch it, I don't want to ruin it for myself. But I've watched it like 4 times at least now, and it hits me. It hits me here. Like, I grew up on Queen. I'm not going to admit. I'm not going to say that I'm a Queen fanatic by any means. Like, I mainly knew their hits. I grew up with their greatest hits album. That's the one that I listened to over and over and over again. The 2-volume set and everything. After Freddie passed, stuff like that. So I really only knew the main hits and whatnot. So this movie exposed me to a couple other songs that wasn't aware of that I've really enjoyed. But this movie, just because now I've seen the story before. Like, I've seen the documentary A Day in the Life of Queen, which is a fantastic documentary, and this movie just it gave me such good feelings. It still makes me tear up and cry. I can't help but want to sing along, clap along, all that stuff. Anytime I watch it, it makes it awkward depending on where I'm at when I'm watching it. But this movie will forever hold a special place in my heart. And now I've had the experience with Xander, and he loved it too. And I knew he would, and he knew he would, but now it's official. I know it. He knows it. Now, if only I can get the last 2 members of my family who haven't seen it to watch it, then, then everybody will know how I feel. I cannot express it enough how important this movie is to me. It makes me feel good. And knowing that they're working on the second part to finish the story, because there was more story to be told, then that has me anxious, and I really hope we see that, and we don't have to wait too long. Now, speaking of waiting too long, yes, Game of Thrones came back finally, and I watched it live, and I loved it. I thought it was it touched all the bases that we needed, and then set up. We don't know where it's going exactly. We know what's to come a little bit, but where are they going to go and everything? I love that show. The story has been amazing. My favorite characters are still there. And I can't wait to see how the story will end. Like, this is it, and it's finally here, and it's going to be sad when it's over, but at least we're going to get completion. So many shows that I've gotten into they get canceled and they don't finish. They don't, there's no end, there's no wrap up, there's no closure. That's the word I'm looking for, closure. There's been a few exceptions. Some of the best shows do it right. Breaking Bad. I really did enjoy the Sons of Anarchy finale. I know it's kind of polarizing, but I really liked it. The only big show that really kind of fell flat for me big time was Dexter. Did not really care for the series finale of Dexter, but again, that's my opinion, and that's really all that matters, is what's my opinion. You can share your opinions, and you're entitled to it. Agree to disagree, that kind of thing. I have this all the time with some of my friends, but it's good to have that sometimes. That's why my podcast works, because we don't always agree, and that's why I enjoy doing my review article over at World of Myth magazine. Don't forget, click on it, go find it. Reviewed some good movies this month, but and so Game of Thrones has been back. We're finally getting season 2 of One Punch Man, a fantastically fun, weird anime that we're finally getting season 2. Like, I think it's supposed to start this week, this month, I know for sure, and I am anxiously waiting for it, chomping at the bit for that. So please hurry up, give it to us for the English audience as soon as possible, because I know I'm not the only one waiting for it. Looking at you, Mike, I know you're waiting, and Tally, yeah, my boy. I don't know why I did that. It was just weird. And of course, the big one. carry the 2. 7 days. 7 days. Avengers Endgame. The wrap up. The final chapter to this over decade long saga that has taken me on a roller coaster. All the pieces of the puzzle are finally coming to place, and it's here. It's a week away. I am deathly afraid of going on the internet right now because I know there's been leaked footage, and I work with somebody who has seen it, and I want to punch him. He's refrained from talking about it, which is fine, but he's just knowing that he watched it. So I am anxiously awaiting it. I've got to look. I want to get my ticket. I want to go to the preview screening on the Thursday night, and I really hope they still have tickets. I haven't even looked yet. I got my schedule changed so that I could go to it. So I, for one, and I'm not alone. I cannot wait for this. This is it. A 3-hour epic that's going to wrap up the entire saga. So many questions still out there. Yeah, we know certain things that have to happen or will happen, but how they're going to happen. Exactly how does it all play out? Because yeah, we may know where it's going to go. We may know this. We may know that. We know who comes back. We know that stuff. We know in the real world, we know what actors are done with this stuff because we know Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are both done. So we know that. But what does that mean? What does that mean for their characters? How does it all fit together? We know the end journey for some of these, but it's the story on how they get there. That's what is most important. And they've given us a fantastic story so far with the lead-in with Infinity War. Again, I loved Captain Marvel, so her inclusion in this, and I can't wait. I am so excited for it. It's a great month to be a nerd right now. It really is a great month to be a nerd. I just can't wait. It's awesome. It's so good. All right, so that's really all I've got to talk about for now. So I'm going to end the vlog at this point, and I'll be back in a few shortly with the karaoke butcher shop for this episode, and I hope you like it. This one's going to be a tough one for me. It's definitely not in my range, but it's my jam, so I'm going to try it. So be ready for that. I'll be back in a moment. Karaoke butcher shop chime. This is not the jam that I was going to do because I'm struggling with the song I wanted to do, so I'm going to do my more recent jam. And this is the jam that I share with a little special little someone named Eden. And I'm not even going to tell you what it's called because I think you already know. Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark. Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark. Grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark. Grandpa shark do 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 do, papa shark do 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 do, papa shark do 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 do, papa shark. Let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt. Run away, do 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 do, run away, do 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 do, run away, do 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 do, run away. Safe at last, do 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 do, safe at last, do 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 do, safe at last, do 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 do, safe at last. It's the end, do 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 do, it's the end, do 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 do, it's the end, do 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 do, it's the end. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I had to do it.